The focus, once again, is around digitizing your payments, your marketing, but the issue is the safety and the simplicity of it. So please, I'm just going to give you an opportunity now to just briefly introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, and then we'll take it from there. I'll start off with you.
Sure. My name is Katleho. I work at Flash, and I've been there for about 4 years now. My role is supplier payments manager. So we look after, we're a division that looks after digitizing cash on behalf of the likes of big brands, Coca-Cola. So back to your safety thing, Coca-Cola, Clover, Simba. They're also trying to digitize their cash these days. So we essentially just digitize their cash, which means it's safer for them. So if drivers that are making these deliveries, they also used to handle a lot of cash, and they've got families to go to, they've got kids to go to, they want to get home safe. So this starts alleviating that safety aspect. The guys start to feel a little bit safer. The Coca-Colas and the big brands of the world, they start feeling more confident because they're all of a sudden not losing cash, because cash lost is essentially business lost at the end of the day. So that's essentially what I do. I've been in the informal space for probably about 10 years now. Before that, I was a sales manager at a liquor industry, specializing in the informal market as well.
Thank you very much. Richard, over to you.
Awesome. Must I hold it here? Sure.
A bit closer.
All right. Name is Richard Charlie. I've been in the informal market probably over 20 years. Worked for the likes of Coke, Unilever, Danone. Currently head of sales for Shop to Shop. And I think Shop to Shop as a business or as an entity, our main aim is how do we empower entrepreneurs within this digital space. And when you empower entrepreneurs, you always have to ask yourself, what are the challenges? And you so rightfully say security is one of the things that's a big issue, right? If you look at some of the stats that's around, there's about 87% of South Africans have cards. But within our market, I always have a joke by saying, if you really want to digitize this environment, digitize the taxis. If you can digitize the taxis, then cashless tomorrow, right? So when you look at security and how do you need to look at it, all of us have cell phones, all of us have cards, but there is a challenge around us not wanting to use these digital statements, right? Either it's perception that around your money will disappear from the banks and so forth. So when you're driving that element, it's to start, I think, from a security perspective with a mindset change. And I think as a country and as a people, and particularly as entrepreneurs, that's the conversation we need to have, is how do we transform mindset so that people can actually get to understand that digital is actually secure.
Sure. Yeah. Hey, that taxi one is going to take time.
I know.
But you can just imagine, getting a taxi, because you have to cash. And you can look at and I'm an ATM value, get a card, get a taxi, then you go. You've given us something to think about. It's an idea. Entrepreneurs are always looking for ideas. Katleho, how has Flash transitioned into digitization within the township economy over the years?
Yeah, I mean, if you remember back in the day, so Flash actually started as a way of making people's lives easier, right? What I mean by that is, remember back in the day when just before the big banking apps and the digital apps and all of these movements, if no batla like electricity, sometimes no batla hor o na mala taxi ka 20 rand, o ye ko toropong o reka motlakase ka 50 rand, then o tsa 10 rand hape ho nya ko bo, so spendile 90 rand and mara o buile ka motlakase 50 rand. So Flash was trying to make people's lives easier by providing a digital solution, hardware and software, putting it in the nearer communities to allow people to access digital daily products like electricity, airtime, all of those goods at just around the corner from your house. So That's essentially how we've transformed into a digital economy. That's essentially how it started, but we've transitioned into more of that. So now, to Richard's point, people have cash now, cards now. So your flash device allows you to tap. That's a way of digitizing your money, not just for the consumer, but for the shop owner as well. That money that gets tapped goes into a wallet. You're then able to spend that money however you like. You can pay your suppliers, you can pay bills, or whatever the case might be, just from your device. So we've gone into way more digital products. Now some consumers can actually walk into an informal trader and collect their social grants, for instance, right? That gets cash out of the till from the vendor. It goes to the consumer, and then in turn we pay that vendor money into their wallet. They're then able to pay Coca-Cola or Sasco or whoever. It's just a way of building a stronger ecosystem while trying to move away from cash, right? And at the end of the day, if you're a shop owner, you also get to make a bit of cash just for facilitating some of those transactions, selling goods or facilitating a social grant payment, for instance. You earn some commission. So you're an entrepreneur, you've got to make money. You need to understand the margin and all of those things that happen within your business. So we allow all of that, and that's how we've transformed into a digital ecosystem.
Fantastic. Richard, you spoke about the mindset. I'm sitting here and I'm like, I want to, but I'm not sure. This digitizing thing, I know, man. What's that mindset that we need to have, and what are the mindsets that we need to break?
I think. Take mine. That's so sweet. I think first thing, mindset is around. I think probably the older generation is where the challenge comes in, right? But I think there is. I think there's also perception that will we truly, fully get rid of cash? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, there's ladies, you want to give your son 10 rand, 15 rand, but now kids have their own bank accounts. So I think when we look at mindset, it's understanding how we have transformed. We have to accept change. So if you think of even the clothes that we wear, a couple of years ago we were wearing, what they call those pants? Palazzo, is it Palazzo? It's Palazzo. Now you're wearing tight jeans. If you see someone with a Palazzo, you go, you're out of fashion, right? And it's how we adapt. So I think from a mindset things, there's certain things that we want to change. They say people want change until they have to change, right? And I think our mindset, particularly as entrepreneurs, is to able to understand what are the options that there is. If I don't change, if I don't adapt to what's happening, am I missing out on certain things? Am I missing out on security? Am I missing out on rewards? Am I missing out on funding? Am I missing out? And it's the hunger. And I think our mindsets is, if you want an entrepreneur and if you really want to drive, you think of Shop to Shop and our founder, who is Malungane that from Cape Town, and he's like, how do we do things better, right? And it's about innovating, having an idea or a mindset that you have to risk, you have to learn, and you have to celebrate. And you gotta understand that, particularly when you're going into an environment where you have to do things differently and you have to think differently. You have to have a mindset where you are just able to go, amen. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, I've learned about it. So yeah.
Sure. Round of applause for our panel. We're not done yet. Let me come back to you, okay, around how does Flash work for a vendor in the townships? I'm sitting here, I'm a vendor in the township, not vendor.
What if you Zulu?
VENDOR.
That's also Zulus somewhere.
So how does it work for a vendor how does Flash work for a vendor in the township?
Yeah, so it's easy. We've got lots of access points where you can purchase a device, right? So we've got kiosks around the country. You can go into a Pep store and buy a machine, for instance, right? Once you do that, it's quite simple. Wa register, ukra mochina hao, uwela ko shopong ya hao. It's that simple. And then once you get back to the shop, you can top up your machine however you like. There's many different ways, through banking, through vouchers. You can top up your wallet. Once you've topped up that account wallet, it means you can start selling a whole bunch of different stuff. You can start selling all our digital products. You can start selling airtime, data. You can start facilitating payments and paying suppliers that maybe deliver to you. You can start selling vouchers to your customers. And again, things like social grants, you're able to then also start processing those type of transactions. We spoke about cards earlier and digital. You can start taking card payments on that machine, meaning you're not actually handling too much cash, which again, you're trying to de-risk yourself from too much cash, because it is risky around security and your store, and you're just trying to protect your business as an entrepreneur, especially when you're just starting out. You want to be as safe as possible. So every little margin, every little bit of money you make, you want to just keep protected. So it's quite fairly simple to get started at Flash. We've also got some devices outside should anyone be interested. The guys can literally sort you out on the spot today. So yeah, that's that simple.
Richard, same question.
How do we work? So shop to shop is about how do we drive entrepreneurs. So there's the foundation. So how does it work for a vendor, a Zulu, a Xhosa, a Tswana, every culture? It's what business do you want to start? If you want to start a business, you need a way to receive money, and you need a way to pay people that you want to take your money from, or pay your, get your supplies from. So how we drive from a shop to shop, if you're a spaza, if you want to drive a spaza, or you want to do a hair salon, whatever entrepreneurial thing is, people need to come to you. So there's two ways. When people come to you, they can either pay you in cash, or they can pay you in card, right? If it's in cash, you can receive the money. If you're really big business, we can place a safe, and which means once you place the money within the safe, that money is immediately available. What sets us apart, or what makes us different, the safe, once you drop the money within the safe, that money is immediately available. It does not wait for whoever to come and then 24 hours later, then it's available. It's immediately available within your wallet. That's the cash piece. If you have a device, so also we're outside, we sell our devices because we're not in the money of making money. So when you buy it, it's yours. It's your device. That device gives you an opportunity within shop to shop. When people are tapping onto you, that money is then immediately available within your card or within your wallet. The more you transact within the shop to shop ecosystem, which means we have value-added services. You can sell electricity, airtime, all those types of things. The more people tap onto you, so you're accepting card, you then earn what we call a star rating within the business. That star rating that you're earning allows you to access loans within the ecosystem. That loan then gives you access in terms of a 7-day loan, a 14-day loan, as a vendor, Xhosa, Tswana person that you are, so that you can actually allow to go and buy supplies and increase your business. That wallet that you have, if you are topping up China Mall, a Kit Kat, a Tradeport, a Phosphorus, when you arrive at those guys and you pay through shop to shop, the transaction is free. So wallet to wallet, which means there's no transactional fees, because we want to make sure as an entrepreneur, your money stays within your wallet so that you can create more value for yourself. So when you pay with that shop-to-shop wallet, whatever money that you have, it's a free transaction. There's no hidden costs. There's nothing. You take your stuff, you go, and that's how you grow your business, right? Because ultimately we want to make sure as an entrepreneur, it's about empowerment. Because there's so many things where there's hidden costs and then this and then this and this. For us, it's really about how do we grow South Africa? How do we make sure that when you're saying you want to start a business, that business actually creates value within the community that you're? So that's what we do.
So we're speaking about safety and simplicity. Now what happens if that machine gets lost or someone steals it? How does that work?
You
What
run,
happens-
you fetch it, you run.
Kato, I'm going to hand over to you. Just to show what happens if you, because you're speaking about the safety, then there's also the fear that I might just lose this machine.
Yeah.
What about the money that's in the machine? Who can access it? All of these questions are going through people's minds. I've got the machine in.
Yeah.
I lose it or I leave it in the car or in the taxi or wherever. Then what?
Sure. So, of course, twanto nese fi hey limachino how. Iberega the same as any other apps on your phone. So if it's like a banking app, there's obviously login credentials. There's all of those things that those safety aspects that you as an entrepreneur have to take to protect yourself, right? So you can't be logged into your bank account and then I can't log into my bank account and just show him and give him the phone. I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to log out first. I'm not going to do that. Don't worry.
Unless it's your site. Sure.
But obviously, outside of keeping yourself protected, there's different ways of, you can't just trust anyone with your business. So make sure that people that are looking at your device or have an eye or some sort of code to your access logins, then you trust them dearly, right? So often if you're a shop owner and you've got 3 other people that are working with you, if they are allowed to use that device, they've got to know the code if they are able to vend those products or take card payments and all of those things, right? But apart from that, I mean, we've got a 24-hour call center in all different languages that should you lose your device, you just phone our call center in whatever language you speak, and we can sort it out and block that device immediately. So those are some of the aspects we take. Of course, like I say, and then otherwise people do take chances. So yeah, that's it essentially. Just make sure you understand who to phone, when to phone, have those protocols. We've got call centers that you can phone immediately and say, listen, I've just lost my device, and we can block that device for you and still keep you running.
Richard?
The hands, I don't know what the hands are for.
Yeah. I'm going to open it up for questions.
Oh, I thought they are greeting. Hello. That's why I was waving. Hello.
Yeah, around the safety.
Yeah, I think Kat is right? So I think the device is like a phone. I mean, you're 100% right. Device is a phone, device is a card. It is a means to access your money. So if someone steals your card, normally at banks, you go, you press a button, they cancel it immediately. If someone steals your phone, hopefully you have, I don't know what people do on their phones, right? And you block it. And devices, or our devices work the same. Same like Flash, we have a 24-hour call center. If you lose your device, you call in, it gets blocked immediately. We also have resellers, what we call it's our go-to strategy that goes around to make sure that they assist and make sure. So if you have a reseller, you give him a contact or you give him a call, and he comes and replaces the device for you.
Sure. My last question, I have a lot of questions, but I'm going to open it up to the audience. Katla, the success stories over the last couple of years, especially having worked in the township, what are some of those success stories, and how has that enabled these entrepreneurs to take their businesses to the next level with the work that you do at Flash?
Lots of success stories, and I want to point one out because I saw you ask a question earlier about who's still paying with cash, right? And but one of our biggest success stories as of recent is our one voucher product. Again, we're talking about banking and, some of the history with banking in this country. Maybe you don't trust the banks, they're taking transactions, whatever the case might be. So what you can do now is utse chelete ka motla saman trasine o kana wa reka one voucher. It is just a 16-digit PIN, right, that you can spend anywhere, right? It was initially adopted by the betting community first, which was good. But at Flash, we've actually started opening up that particular product to allow the communities within our space to use it, to have access to different brands and different products that they never would have before. So now, for instance, you can use one voucher to order on Mr. D, for instance. You can use one voucher to order on Take-A-Lot for goods for your business, or shelves for your business, and all of those things that you sometimes might not have access to. So we're constantly looking to grow how we also bring some of those e-commerce platforms into communities or township communities in a digital way. So that's just one of the success stories that I can bring, is, you know, to be able to facilitate a Take-A-Lot voucher, a Take-A-Lot order into a township, or Mr. Delivery order into a township, and all of those kind of things is quite big for us. And I can only hope that if you're an entrepreneur sitting here today, you're thinking about those kind of things and saying, how do I get involved? How do I get involved with a Take-A-Lot? Do I have a delivery business? And how do you then pass it on to someone so you can make extra money and charge someone extra? Do you rent scooters and you become a delivery on behalf of on their behalf, or whatever the case might be? So yeah, there's the opportunities are endless in our economy, especially in the township economy. Everyone wants to be part of it. The big brands are knocking on our door saying, how do we get involved in this economy? So yeah, to the entrepreneurs on the ground, I say keep your eyes open, keep your ears wide open. Let's listen to things, try new things, and see how you can get involved with different businesses. And it doesn't have to be big brands, local businesses. Just yeah, think outside the box.
Flash. No man, Flash man, nakia koma kuleng man, kiai bona Flash man. Richard, some of your success stories from merchants and how they're able to grow?
I think our biggest success story will always be entrepreneurs need money. You need money to run your business. So our biggest success story is really our loans product. The fact that we are able to, I think over the last month, we've given an excess of almost about 10 billion rand of loans that we've given out, right? And I think that is the biggest for us as a business. Our heart is the entrepreneur. Our heart is how do we grow people? How do we drive your business? So I think our loans product that's really set us apart, where we give people access to money. And that's why digitizing yourself and digitizing your money, having access to funding, and by using our ecosystem through all these things that's available to you, actually allows you to be able to go take a 7-day loan or 14-day loan, so that you can turn around your money. You can then have more access to what you need to be doing. So I think for us, if we look at what our success stories is really how many entrepreneurs are we empowering to drive their businesses to the next level.
Sure. Can we please give our panel a round of applause? I saw hands. I don't know if they were waving or yo. All right, so I'm going to take 4 questions from the floor. Can we get another mic, please? Sorry if I don't choose you. It's not personal. But because of time, the team is still here. Katleho is still here. Richard is still here. Can we get a mic for them, please? All right. Yeah, the mic. Your name, your company, straight to the question.
Sanbonani, hello everybody.
Okay. On? Good. You can go.
Dumelang, Sanbonani. My name is Lebohang Wahatabani. I run a food business at Mokoena, 211 Mokoena. Ne? So it's about food. Yes. So my question is to Ubaba, shop to shop. Yeah.
It's the beard.
Yes. I don't know if I heard you correctly. You said you've got a safe drop where you can drop the money like F&B, because I remember I used to use it. What are the charges on that safe? So it will be like you bring a safe into my, what you call restaurant. What are the charges whenever I drop the money in that safe? And then for both of you, Katleho and Yuse, I'm using Yogo machine at the moment. It's charging me transaction 2.6 something, right? Why will I now drop Yogo to buy your machine? What will be the transaction? What do I gain? Are you lesser or what? So yeah, that's my question.
Thank you. Gentlemen, Katla, you want to start?
Yeah, sure.
Speak the truth.
So, yeah, he's right. I'm not going to tell you the rates, but yeah, I mean, if I can put it this way, Yoko is great. I mean, they've got great devices as well. I can't knock them down, but they were built more for formal market sort of restaurants, where we wanted a device that can actually accept card payments, as well as whatever card payments you're accepting, you can then facilitate different other payments or pay your suppliers if they're delivering to you. There's different, it's just a much bigger variety on your device to run a full end-to-end business. And remember, with your business, if someone comes to buy food, what if you're able to upsell them on electricity, or you're able to upsell them on airtime, or whatever the case might be? Remember, now you're selling airtime and you're not getting charged. You're actually making money on the flip side. So that's essentially just a better way to run your business, is make sure that you're not just accepting cash or accepting card payments, you're actually diversifying your business if there's a chance to sell other products as well.
Now, kumele uyibeke angithi manje njebe ubaba. 1, 2, can we test this one? All right, you can just use this one.
Oh, no. Cool. All right,
Thank you.
on the safes, right? So we have two types of safe. We have what we call a 5K and a 10K. 5K means it takes 5,000 rand of notes. Other one takes 10,000 rand of notes. And the charges are different. So if you're bigger, normally the 10K one goes into wholesalers and much bigger stores, depending on how much your turnover is. And the 4K is for smaller stores. When it comes to rates, and that's why I said don't talk about your rates. That's like you telling people what your margins are. We'd be stupid to do that. Then we are not smart people. Right? So rates, it's about the standard rates. And you are welcome we can have a conversation in terms of what those rates are. Then I guess the same is, I think what I'm going to speak to for my colleague here as well. What separates us, I think, from my shop to shop and Flash, from like your likes of your Yoko, is that we are an ecosystem. And by being an ecosystem means that when you engage with our ecosystem, you have an array of things that you are able to do, right? You also you can do VAS, you can do loans, you can do one voucher, you can do all types of things. And it's particularly designed for the restaurants and the formal business. It's all about putting put it in, there's a tip or whatever, you move on, and the rates are quite high because these people are incented. Within us, also from a rates perspective, the higher your turnover is, we can negotiate that rate because depending on what your rates is. And that's why I guess the likes of Visa coming to the party, and there's continuous conversations with your visas and so forth, is how do we get ourselves to reduce that card rate? Because I think the more we start having those conversations around how do we reduce the card rate, how do we get to a place where the rates gets a little bit lower, and it's not hidden. Some people will tell you, no, I can take Capitec. Capitec is 1%. But then there is this cost and that cost, which gets you still to a 2.8, 2.9%. So I think it's to fully understand what the ecosystem does, what are the offerings that you're getting, and then putting those things together. It's like looking, do you going to buy a, what is it called? China Mall. You can buy a, what they call that, bags, ladies? A Louis Vuitton. You can buy a Louis Vuitton at China Mall. Or you can also buy a Louis Vuitton from Louis Vuitton, right? So you got to understand what's the value that you get by the products that you have. Yeah.
Thank you. Over to you.
Hi everyone, my name is Sipat Mkhwanazi, the owner of Classic Cafe in Mushweshwe section. My question is based on Ubutikatleo Flash. So I was using Yoko njengosisi because I sell food, I sell drinks. How is Katimasiya now I have to nibe in a relationship with Coca-Cola. But we have to go to a flash. We have to go to a flash la endaweni yakho. Ngithenge iflash. Mangikade ukuthenga iflash a week before ngi-order ku-Coke. Ngifake i-order la mabafika umshini we-flash angisawuboni bawutshontshile e-shop. So the question nami is based on safety and security. Khona lapho sokufika enye i-supply, the other company that I cannot mention esebenza njengani. Ithi sister na umshini now umshini usebenza same thing njenge-flash. Oh, okay. Now umshini ngiwuthenge futhi because ngifuna ukufaka i-order lami ku-Coke because ngifuna ukuba ne-relationship ne-Coke. Uma ngithi ngifake i-order i-Coke iyafika izodeliver, i-Coke ayikhona ukuthi isebenzise that machine. So i-question yami ukuthi can I download i-app ye-flash mhlambe ngisebenzise i-app from efonini yami instead of machine because already sengithenge that other machine, so I cannot do good thing be machine eminingi e-shop.
Yes, the simple answer to your question is yes. You can download the app, the Flash app. It's exactly the mirror of what the machine is, right? The only difference is you might not be able to take card payments from your customers that are walking in. But we also offer a separate device that also just taps simply for tap, and then you can have your Flash app on your mobile phone to be able to pay Coke or whoever other suppliers are. So yeah, the actual hardware device that you see outside and the app on the mobile phone is essentially the same mirror. It's the same thing, yeah.
Thank you. Please can we get the mic to Bawalapa? Sisi now we are machine after machine after. Yo. Funmali. Over to you, sir.
Good day, everyone. I am Puteho of Mr. P Logistics and Delivery. I've got a number of shops that I'm doing deliveries for, but now each and every day I do cash out. So I'm not using any device. So what would be the appropriate way of utilizing your devices for such transactions?
I'll speak from my side. If you are making deliveries to everyone around you and they're able to become Flash customers, what we can do for you is we add you as a supplier, right? So what happens is every time your delivery guys goes to the next shop, you deliver the stock and you say, okay, I would now like to start taking my payments via Flash. What we then do on the other hand is we collect those payments that they make into your account. We collect it all at the end of the day, and in the evening at 10 o'clock at night, we take that money, we put it into your bank account. The next morning, we send you a statement and say, you collected 10 payments from 10 different shops. This was the total amount. At 10 o'clock, once we've got that money, it means the money's safe anyway. Your drivers, when they leave the store after making a delivery, they'll get when the spaza shop or whoever you're delivering to makes a payment, there's a slip that comes out, and then there's an SMS that goes to the driver as well, so that when they come back to your warehouse or your manufacturing place, they can say, okay, this is how many slips I've got to the worth of 10,000 Rand. Then you know they've collected that amount of money. And we also have a live portal for you. So essentially it's just access to transactions in real time that are coming into your account. But again, every night we take that money, we cash it out and put it into your bank account, and you get it the next day.
Yeah. I guess shop to shop works exactly the same, right? So you sign up as a supplier. With a supplier, you have two options. You can either have a device or you can just use so we create a specific QR code for you. So when you arrive at the customer, whoever's using shop to shop, they can either then just scan the code and they'll pay you, or you create it as a supplier, as you say, so you become a local supplier. When they go into the supplier, there's a unique reference code that your driver, so if you have your driver, you can then say your driver 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That becomes their unique reference code. So when they get there, they put their unique reference code. The money goes directly into your account or into your, what we call supplier dashboard, which you have access to. And you're able to manage and able to see. You then have two options. One, if you want to use your shop-to-shop money to go buy at any other suppliers, you can use your wallet, or you can do an auto cash out. That auto cash out goes in directly to your bank account. In the supplier dash, you can do exactly as Kat has said. You can actually pull statements, you can see who's it gone to, and you're able to manage how it is. It just gives you a little bit flexibility, and that transactional cost between your customers and yourself is entirely a free transaction between yourself, which then means it's much faster, it's much digital for you, and there's a safety element because your drivers don't need to hold cash anymore. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Very interesting questions. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Can we please give them a round of applause?
Thank you.
So please